Hello and welcome to the Remote Professional Network. We are an online job board highlighting remote and work from home jobs globally. So whether you're located in the United States, India, etc., there's probably something here for you on our job board. So if you don't see something you like today in our video, head over to remoteprofessionalnetwork.com and you can look through our list of job openings that we have right now, okay? We are going to cover 4 data entry positions today. These are going to be located in the United States. 2 of them you're going to be able to work from anywhere, and then the other 2 are going to be more location specific, so definitely pay attention for that. If you are looking for any different kind of jobs, yesterday we posted a video regarding our new positions with a remote chat specialist for Lamps Plus, another data entry position, so we will link that right here in the top right hand corner if you want to go ahead and check that one out. But let's go ahead and dive into these new openings that we have. The first one is going to be a data entry specialist with Dysys. They are a staffing company, so this is going to be a contract coordinator position and data entry. Okay, so we can look here. Some of the duties and responsibilities you're going to review and interpret vendor agreements and or pricing documentation for relevant content and information. Use critical thinking and in-depth understanding of processes and best practices to make decision and judgment calls on how to accurately load pricing based upon inputs or information provided by internal and external stakeholders. So guys, this is going to be a position where you're going to be working cross-functionally, which means that you're going to be working with quite a bit of teams. I'm going to bet that in this job posting it's going to tell you that you're going to be working with the sales team quite a bit, right? They're typically the ones that are going to be starting and negotiating the deals, and then you're going to write up the contract that's actually going to bind both parties. So you're not going to write the contract, you're just going to provide some pricing and some other data information for that contract to be executed, okay? So definitely if you have any experience previously as a contract coordinator, pricing administrator, anything like that, definitely note that in your experience, as far as requirements that they're looking for, they're just looking for someone with a high school diploma or equivalent, an associate's degree. Ideally, they'd like you to have 2 years of experience in accounting, finance, pricing, auditing, or related field, and 1 year of experience in Microsoft Office. Okay, so basically, guys, you're going to really want your Excel skills to be pretty decent for this one. Like we say, you're going to be manipulating data. So if you have experience in Excel, Microsoft Power BI, Smartsheet, Tableau, other things like that, you're going to be really successful in this position. With that being said, they're not requiring a whole lot of experience. So if you don't have a ton of experience, I'd still throw an application into this one. They're going to train you a little bit, guys. They typically don't expect people to come in just wheeling and dealing off the bat. So you will have a little bit of runway to get some training, okay? And the other thing that you want to do is if you see a job, guys, where you kind of meet the qualifications but kind of don't, just look up some of the information, what they're requiring inside the duties and responsibilities. Give it a quick Google, train yourself up so that you can speak on it once you get the interview, okay? This job is going to be full-time, $17 to $18 per hour. All right, so keep that in mind. Again, this is going to be a remote job in the United States. This one can be performed from anywhere. The next job that we cover is going to be able to be performed from anywhere as well inside the United States. And then the last 2 are going to be location specific, okay? So let's go ahead and move on. The next position is going to be a provider network coordinator. The provider network coordinator is responsible for integrity of the data in the provider database system. So again, this is going to be a position, guys, where a little bit of a different title, but you're going to be working with a lot of data, similar to a data entry specialist in that regard, okay? So definitely a few things we want to note here. You're going to respond to emails, phone calls, and written requests from providers and internal customers while providing consistent and clear communication. They would like you to serve as a subject matter expert for the provider database system content and logic behind daily processing and more, okay? So for this one, they would like you to have at least a high school diploma or GED, ideally an associate's degree, and a minimum of 2 years of experience in a managed care environment is preferred, not required. And if you've ever used Cactus or Facets, that's going to be preferred as well. That's probably going to be some kind of software system. that they use in the healthcare data industry. And as far as specific skills they're looking for, again, we always know that in these data positions, guys, they're going to be looking for you to be able to really use the Microsoft Office tools pretty well. Outlook, Word, Excel, etc. They want to make sure that you have high speed and accurate data entry skills. So if you are someone that has 55 words per minute or more on your typing test, that's going to be something you're going to want to note in your resume. If you don't know how quickly and how fast you type, what I would do, just head over to Google, type in typing speed test, take one of the more popular tests, and then you can put that in your resume that you have a typing speed of 55 or more is typically what these positions are looking for. Okay? And then we see here that they're just looking for a bunch of other soft skills. So if you're looking through job posts, guys, and you see some things that you're not familiar with, but you scroll down and see the requirements aren't too high, this means that this is going to be an entry-level position, and they're probably going to train you on that, okay? So don't be too intimidated if you don't know what some of the information above means. Definitely take a look at this position, go over some of the details yourself. This one is going to be full-time remote job in the United States, so you do have to be in the USA to work this position. And there's no salary provided, but I would be shocked if you're below $40,000 per year. Again, this is going to be a direct job with CareSource. They're a pretty well-known company out there, so you're probably going to have full benefits, 401k, healthcare, dental, etc. Okay. Now, these next two positions, these are going to be location-specific. So this one is going to be exclusively for folks in Michigan. So if you're from Michigan, you can qualify for this position and apply. This is going to be a full-time data entry specialist position. They would like you to be able to work 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., $15 per hour. And again, you can work from anywhere in Michigan remotely. So you don't have, you can be, rural, urban, suburban, doesn't matter. All right, some information about this. This position works in the manual eligibility department. Group admins will be entering new insurance holders' information into the database. They are going to provide you equipment. You just need to be able to pick it up from Akimos, Michigan on the first day. Okay, so no idea where that is, but if you're from Michigan, and that doesn't sound like too far of a drive, that's just going to be the first requirement on the first day. Michigan's a pretty big state, so that could be a nice little road trip or a short trip for you guys, okay? And then as far as the actual tasks they're going to have you do in this position, it's going to be, it looks like pretty basic data entry tasks, projects, and other things. So we can see here they want you to verify, enter correct group members, agent information into relevant applications, etc., okay? So you're going to be working with data regarding insurance and things like that, okay? And then as far as other skills, soft skills, they want you to just be good at multitasking, independent worker. So they want somebody who can kind of manage themselves is what I would say here, okay? This one is posted by Aston Carter. They're a staffing company. Typically, if you get a full-time job through them, they are going to offer you benefits as well, okay? The next one that we have is going to be a data entry specialist. You do need to live in Illinois for this position. So if you are located in the state of Illinois, you qualify for this one. This job is going to pay $18 to $21 per hour. This is a full-time position. I'm not sure if they offer benefits, but let's go ahead and check it. Required skills, guys, they want you to have knowledge of Excel. They want you to be able to develop various reports, graphs, and charts, etc. So again, you're going to really want to be very skilled in Microsoft Excel, guys. So if you're someone that's looking for these data entry positions, and you keep seeing similar things posted in jobs, you want to keep a mental note of that so you know what you need to train yourself on, okay? As far as this job goes, again, this is going to be a contract position, $18 to $21 per hour, which is pretty good. 8-hour shifts. This is going to be a day shift, Monday through Friday, no weekends. And again, you just need to be able to live in the state of Illinois, ideally close to Chicago, but you don't need to. And ideally, they would like you to have 3 years of Excel experience. Again, one of the things they're looking for, guys, is going to be your ability to create dashboards, data tables, and your ability to manipulate data in large sets, okay? So you're going to be working with pretty large sets of data. They want you to be able to put them in presentations where they can actually break them down and understand what's going on with the information, okay? So we can see here they want you to be able to use formulas, functions, sort the data, create macros, link files, etc. If you don't have this experience, guys, check our community tab. We posted a resource to a free Microsoft Excel training there. We're not affiliated with it at all. It's just a good place to get started and get trained up on Excel, okay? Even if you don't go into data entry, you're probably going to need to know how to use Excel at some point in your career. All right, that's going to do it for today, guys. We'll see you next time.